What's happening, everybody? Al here, coming at you from downtown Fort Myers. That's right, we got the monthly car show and we won't miss it. And we got our Starbucks latte, so we're really fired up. Check out that 2019 Mustang GT behind me, beautiful convertible. Looks like a performance pack with the red interior. That's a beautiful car, man. Let's take a look at that. All right, guys, check out this beautiful 2018 Mustang. Maybe a 2019, I can't be sure. But this thing is really nice. I really like that grille. That's the first time I've seen one like that, right? And this is it's a GT. It's got the performance pack. You can see the Michelin tires and the big six-piston brakes. It's a 5-liter car. You can see the Michelin tires. This thing is really nice. And then you turn to the interior, you can see he's got the digital dash. He's got the MT82 D4 transmission. You know, kind of a close ratio transmission they got for this year. And you just come around the back and take a look at it, man. This thing's really nice. You see the quad exhaust, nice GT emblem in there. Spoiler delete. Car's awesome, man. Gotta love these Mustangs. Look behind me here. This is a Scat Pack Challenger. Really cool car. Let's get in there and take a close look. All right, guys, take a look at this Scat Pack. This is, you know, a Challenger. As a Mustang guy, you know, I'm not really interested in these cars, but I have to say, the more I see them, the more I like them. And like I say, this is a Scat Pack. It's got some really cool stuff on it. And the owner's got a couple of modifications done in here. It looks like he's got a K&N air filter. But he's got a dyno sheet. And let's see what we got here on this dyno sheet. It looks to me like this thing's putting down a best of about 415 horsepower to the rear wheels and 404 pound-feet of torque. And that's not bad. I mean, you know, without a supercharger, this thing's making good power. And there you can see, it's got the 6.4 liter engine in it, big pushrod Hemi V8. And there's some really cool graphics he's got on it. Nice looking wheels, disc brakes, you know, it looks like 4-piston rotors, 4-piston calipers in the back. Really nice stripe that Mopar puts on the car. Look at that gas cap. That's looking pretty neat. And then you turn to the interior, and you know what? These cars just look so comfortable. It's got a 6-speed manual transmission, really nice gauge layout, beautiful seats. I mean, this thing looks very, very comfortable. And yeah, I mean, it's a nice looking car. I mean, what's not to like, right? It's a big, powerful V8, American muscle car. Gotta love it. Today we had lunch at Taco Bell, one of my favorite places. All right, let's go about the show. All right, guys, check out this car. This is a 1969 Firebird, I believe. This is one of my favorites, and this one has a 455 in it. Let's turn the camera around, let's take a look at it. Man, I gotta tell you, this was one of my favorites. 1969 Pontiac Firebird. I've always been partial to the Firebirds because my first car was a 69 GTO, so every time I see a Pontiac that dates back to this time, you know, it appeals to me. But this one's special. This one's got a 455 in it. And you know, the Pontiac motors, you really can't tell by looking at it whether, you know, it's a you know, a 400 or 455. I believe even the smaller motors, the 350s, the 326s, they all look like this. But you know, obviously this guy drives the car, so you know, it's not clean like a show car, but it's cool to look at. He's got a big Performer RPM intake manifold on it, big dual plane, you know, early style Holley carburetor. This is pretty well throwback. But I've always loved the nose of this car. Now, these cars predated the Trans Ams, and you can see the influence, you know, that followed these cars as Pontiac built new models. But there's the wheels, typical Pontiac wheel for the period. This car is a convertible, and we'll take a look under the hood, see what it looks like. Really nice interior. You know, it's a driver's car, so you know, it's obviously not a show car, but it's cool to look at. And apparently he has won some shows. Look at his trophies. Really cool. It's a beautiful shade of possibly burnt orange or something like that. It looks very, very nice. Really love this car. Here's a look at the back. Nice wing. And there it is, the big 455. Yep, this is a beauty from back in the 60s. All right, guys, here's a car that's got my attention. That's a 68 Mustang Coupe, The car's been it's called a Restomod. I talked to the owner a little while ago. The car's really cool. Let's check this one out. All right, everybody, check this out. This is a 1968 Mustang. This is a coupe. That's the owner is calling it a Restomod. And if you look around, you see a lot of custom things about this car. You see the halogen headlamps. He's got some kind of special little grill or something there over the parking lights. You see a nice big aluminum radiator he's got in here with a electric fan. And this is one of my favorite motors. This is a 351 Cleveland. Now, we featured one of these at the Sam Galloway show. A guy showed up with a Mark 1 with a stock 351 Cleveland 4-barrel in it. This actually, I'm told, is really not a 4V engine. Okay, that's the sticker for a 4V engine, but this is an engine that has 2-barrel heads on it. And that's really not a bad thing for engines in this period, because the 2-barrel heads were really better suited for mid-range power, and they worked a little bit better on the street. But you'll see he's got a Performer RPM intake manifold in there. That's a good intake manifold for street use. And under that air cleaner is a Demon carburetor 625 CFM carburetor. But then when you look at the car, it's a beautiful shade of green. He's got some kind of hood scoop on it. Looks like it's pulling fresh air, even though it's flat. Maybe that's just for a little bit of clearance there. But the car's a beautiful shade of green. Now, I've taken a chance to, an opportunity to look around. This car actually still has the stock drum brakes in the front and the rear. And then you come around inside, and I see a lot of the things that I like to see generally. See if I can adjust the light for you a little bit. On the most part, the gauges are stock, but you see a couple of gauges that were added up there. He's got a floor shifter there. The car's got an automatic transmission. Otherwise, the interior looks relatively stock, and that's kind of cool. That's really the way I like to see these kind of cars. But yeah, I mean, then you just come around here, look at the back of the car. He's got the bumper blacked out. He's got a little blackout coming across the back. No chrome around the tail lights there. Nice dual exhaust coming around the back. Just noticing a few things about the car. All the chrome has been blacked out. This has been blacked out here. Door handles, all the trim around the windows. Everything's been blacked out. Car's really nice, man. This car is up for sale, and I'll just bring you around this side so you can see. Yep, she's up for sale. There's the phone number if anybody's interested. Feel free to make that call. It's a beautiful car. All right, guys, we had a great time down here at downtown Fort Myers today. The weather was beautiful, and there was a lot of cool cars. Check out this car behind me, 1967 GTO. Beautiful car, man. That's one of my favorites. So I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll catch you next time. All right, everybody, get a look at this. This is just after the sunset here in our backyard. And this is one of the nicest sceneries that we've seen since we've been living here. Get a look at this, guys. It is absolutely beautiful. I don't know, maybe if I blew this thing up on here a little bit and seal off these little holes, and maybe I can get this thing to not pull so much heat from underneath the hood. Hello? Hey, how you doing? Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, well, I haven't set a price for it yet. Well, it's got Whipple Stage 1, 50 states legal. Premium car, 355 gear, some nice things. Well, that too, but But I really don't know. I mean, do you want to come and see it? I don't know. We'll meet at Taco Bell, maybe. These guys are crazy. Hey, what's going on? You still here? Hey, there's lots going on. Stay tuned. There's more to come. See you next time.